Love, y'all. It's your boy MultiMahdi. It's a beautiful day outside. Welcome to MultiMahdiTV. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Peace and love to everybody in the sound of my voice. I'm gonna get into this reading. I'm gonna give people some time to log in. You know, I won't even call this a reading. I'm just talking. You know what I mean? There's definitely a lot going on, especially in the entertainment field. But we can learn from entertainers, definitely. So if you see if you see, if you see the title that I put up, I said, "What can we learn from Shannon Sharpe?" So we gotta give people time to log in. When the sirens going off, I said, "What can we learn from Shannon Sharpe?" And you see the sirens come off. Then I'm leaving out my place of residence, the shelter. I'm only here for like a couple more weeks. But shout out to the shelter. It's been peaceful. It's been loving. It's been supportive. It's been quiet. Right? And while I'm walking to the elevator, it's a guy that speaks to me every day. He said he used to be a truck driver. He was a truck driver. I don't know what happened to him, but he always been kind of decent with me. He never give me no problems. And I'm just going out to grab some food. And he had 6 police officers taking him out of handcuffs. Now, part of me, he was saying just like let me walk. Part of me wanted, because they could have got on the elevator, and I was like, peace and love, Mr. Gaines, peace and love. So part of me, being a black man, whenever I see like a black man getting arrested by white police, my third eye always kick in, and they tell me that I don't really lead them by themselves like that when I see that. You know what I mean? Because I know I ain't saying all police like that, but they less than likely to do some bullshit, and they know they got cameras on them. You know what I mean?
Right. You getting a ginger ale?
How you doing, bro? Can I get a little bag too, please? Whenever I see, like, especially a black man getting arrested by the police and they don't look like him, I always like stick around and shit.
My name's coming up in anything. You gotta let me know. I'm starting to get like Nancy.
Yeah, wait. I'm gonna crack right there.
Peace and love. I ain't got nothing to do with this vision. It's definitely festive out this motherfucker. You know, I walked out the door. It's something more festive, though. People outside, though. That's why I kind of love New York, though. There's always people outside, though. I would show y'all the location, but I got people that want to find out my location anyway. So I don't really say my locations. I don't really be in the same spot for too long anyway. But, yeah, so just walking out of the door, I seen I seen police was, he had like 6 police on him and shit. I don't know what he did. He could have did some fucked up shit. But whenever I see a bunch of police that don't look like that's arrested, I always stick around. I can't really let that person know they got somebody there that look like them that's around. Like, these are, you know, I ain't gonna sit back and just watch some shit. You know what I mean? But peace and love, everybody inside of my voice. So I'm just paying attention right now. Let me give y'all some story. If you see the title of this reading, it said, "What can we learn from Shannon Sharpe? What can we learn from Puff Daddy, Sean Diddy? What can we learn from all of these people? What can we learn from R. Kelly? Right? What can we learn from all of these men? Right? Now you see, a lot of these men, right, find themselves getting in trouble, right, in the later stage of their life, like in their 50s, right? While most men, their age, found somebody to be with, they married with kids, right? So the opposite, so living a single life, right, means, you know, living a single life when you're older, like if you choose not to be married, you choose not to be in a relationship, right? So you're playing the young man's game, right? And look, I told you, I keeps it pimping, right? But certain things are adaptable, right? So I'll give y'all a certain scenario, right? So when I was first of all, I grew up in a house full of women, right? I grew up in a house full of women, right? And I just seen women in my life do a lot of dumbass shit, right? Like I'll say, for instance, I was adopted by a cousin, right? Well, I was like adopted by my aunt, but my cousin took a liking to me, right? And she became like a mother figure to me. About when I was like 9 years old. I forgot how old she is, but she might got me about like 6 or 7 years. But she became like a mother figure to me, right? And I treated her like my mother. There's nothing I wouldn't do for her. Like, you know, my father kept me laced with money, all type of shit when I was young. And I was like the only one in the house that really had a father. We don't have different fathers. You know what I mean? I had two cousins in the house. I had 2 sisters. So it was like 4 women and then my aunt. So that's 5 women, right? And then it was just me. There was men in the family, but they wasn't like in the house like that. And I was the youngest too, right? So nigga, long story short, I seen a lot of, now the cousin that later on adopted me, I treated her like a queen. You know what I mean? I treated her like a queen. I treated her like a mother, right? But anytime this person can stab me in the back, they stab me in the back, right? She's a Virgo, born August 26th, by the way. Actually, when I first moved into the house, because it's a long story, so one of my other aunts that adopted me had died, so I moved into another house, right? So I moved into another house with another aunt. That aunt had died, so it's like the cycle of just getting adopted and people dying and shit, right? So So I used to listen like to every word. She took me shopping for the first time when I had to go to school. And I guess she the first one. Well, my aunt who adopted me was like a Capricorn. She was a heavy dresser too, so she didn't have a lot of money, but she looked like she was like a millionaire and shit. You know what I mean? I definitely don't want to make that same mistake. You know? But so my first day in school, you know, I went to school with regular clothes on and some bummy shit. People was treating me funny. Then we went shopping. My pop sent me with some bread, and me and her, she took me shopping. And I was like, getting to it, you see like what I got on now, fresh with it, you know what I mean? But you know, part of that's just my nature to be fresh anyway. Like I know how to dress. But I do give people credit for, you know, showing me how to like throw my shit on. A little something like that, right? So she took me shopping. You know, I had the Gap sweater, with the Gap pants, with the matching socks, with the matching drawers. You know what I mean? With the fresh waves. So I was, when I went to school, all the girls was on me and the dudes was hating on me. Kind of like the situation that I get now. Like when I throw my clothes on, you got niggas walk past, want to cough and feel some type of way, and then you got women that be looking at me like, who that? And then you got women that be hating, right? But dudes always hate a nigga that other women like. But they always, especially these little dirty ass niggas. I used to have to deal with little dirty ass niggas in school in the 3rd grade, and these niggas like 6'2", supposed to be in the 8th grade, but they ass can't read and shit like that. You know what I mean? Somebody called me, I'm gonna have to call you back. But I had to deal with like little dirty ass niggas that smelled like pee in school. Then they want to bully a nigga that, you know, cause he fly and shit. You know what I mean? Peace and love. So, I'm gonna get to the point of the story while I'm taking this walk. So I'm actually looking at the neighborhood too. So I went shopping. She took me shopping. I had like all the, yo, stop calling me if I'm on the phone, man. If you're watching my channel, don't call me until after the rating. You know? So, that's beautiful. So, I had to tell you something beautiful. But, they be acting like they don't like that shit, but they like that shit. Who don't like to be called beautiful? But, so, she took me shopping, and I had like all the matching outfits, right? Shoes to match, super fresh with it. You know, dirty ass hating ass niggas hating that shit, right? I'm walking past them now with the mad face and shit, right? So, like literally, I get that all the time when I'm walking past, just cause I'm fresh. When I'm walking, I get the little dirty ass niggas grilling me. It's been that way since a little kid, little dirty ass niggas. You know what I mean? That's grilling because they outside looking dirty and shit. But that's on them now, right? So, I was getting to the point, so you know, I went to school fresh, and then I had to like fight and shit, because I was, nigga asked this one chick, well, who looked better, me or him? She said me. I had to, a whole fucking game jump me like all the way home. You know what I mean? That was my introduction to the hood and shit. And I was soft then. You know what I mean? I didn't even explain couldn't even understand what the fuck was going on. But I literally had the whole school outside my house, right? Literally, that was my first day in school in the hood. You know what I mean? I'll never forget that shit. That's what made me not like give a fuck after that shit. You know what I mean? I really don't like haters and shit. I really don't like niggas that be hating on me or police. I really don't like that shit. If you don't like yourself, if you dirty and you smell like piss, then go wash your ass and do something about it. You know what I mean? That's just how I feel. But so make a long story short. So this person that I treated like my mother, even when my father left me money when he died. You know what I mean? I spent majority of the money on her. You know what I mean? But this is the same person that was shitting on me in life. Like we lived together for like a long time. But At the same time, I thought she was taking care of me because she cared about me. No, she was taking care of me because she got a check from me. She got a check from me, and the minute that the check was running out, that's when her love was running out, right? So I seen this type of shit like my whole life. Right? I think somebody cared about you, but they got ulterior motives, right? So me being that close to her, when it was time for her to, we got Whole Foods. When it was time for her to have her first kid, right? I was offended because I'm thinking that she would make me that kid's godfather. Nah, she made my cousin Sam the godfather. Now, Sam was taller than me. Girls like Sam. It wasn't really much to him to me. Like, he was a regular nigga to me. I mean, it wasn't nothing special about the nigga to me. He was handsome. I mean, but that's the that was the nigga that she chose to make her kid godfather. So I'm like, okay, so you picked the nigga, it gotta be more than this story next. So you picked the nigga to be your kid's godfather, right? Mind you, I was a recording artist. You picked the nigga to be your kid's godfather because you felt like he looked better than you. Like, these are the type of decisions that I'm seeing in the house, right? Instead of like, you know, and then, you know, make a long story short, her son came out to be gay anyway, so I'm glad, like, you know, and I don't fuck with it, so I'm glad that she made that choice. Actually, then my sister, that never helped me, that ain't shit to me either, my older sister, when she had kids, that's when I came into inheritance money from my father. So she made me her daughter's godfather. That was the only reason why she made me her daughter's godfather, because she knew that I came into money, right? But besides that, she wouldn't have done that. So, make it long, so I'll give you another scenario. When I was 6 years old, I was playing with my cousins in the house in these buildings and these stars. And I looked, I probably could have been 5. I could have been like, you know, I looked over the side and I said, you can see everybody, you know, in the buildings, it's buildings. So I'm looking out the window and I say, hey, baby. And the girl came in the building where I was at, walked, I don't know how the fuck she did that shit. Walked up the stairs, knocked on the door, and told my aunt that I touched her ass. And I got the ass whooping in my life. Nobody believed me, right? A grown-ass woman lied on me and said I touched her ass and I got my ass whooped. All I did was scream and say, hey, baby, from the damn window, right? So I had multiple situations where I feel like women do superficial and dumb with. I knew that I couldn't trust a woman, right? And life goes on, and I've been married. This motherfucker stole my son, lied on me, and all I ever did was help this motherfucker get her daughter, be a driving force in her life. All she do is team up with the same people I was protecting her from, right? Take my son, lie on my name, fucking try to take my identity, do all this type of bullshit, right? It's women, right? So if you wonder why I got a mentality the way that I got, it's because of shit that I've been through in life, like, especially with women, right? So make a long story short, I said, what can we learn? What can we learn right now from Shannon Sharpe, right? Now me, personally, I said, I never want to get married again. I never want to settle down. I'm cool with being by myself. And I'll let women know that it ain't just me and them, right? But what you see is, we can take Matter of fact, we could go back. We could look at Dr. Sabi. Dr. Sabi, one of my heroes too. Shout out to my Sagittarius, right? Now, Dr. Sabi was married to Maya, who I know his family. Maya actually ate at their right? He was chasing after other women. All this is that he in the wrong place, in the wrong country, and they locked him up, right? He used to eat because he's vegan, he don't eat bullshit. And in jail, they don't give a fuck about that shit. So they locked him and he felt like on the foot. So Dr. Sabi starved himself to death in the jail cell. Right? Rest in peace, Dr. Sabi, the king, right? You know, what he did choose to do at that time, his family would shut up to get him out of there, right? Right? Who never married. And he actually chose to like prostitute her out. The mother of his kids. Have threesomes and orgies and shit with the mother of his kids. Right? So, if he would have chose that route, right? If he would have chose the route of being a family man and actually marrying her, he wouldn't be in jail right now. Children could be alive, and so it'd be a whole nother story, right? He chose all the way up until their 50s or whatever old they get, right? Chasing the girls, acting like never, right? And I caught up to him. R. Kelly, same shit. Instead of being with his wife, being with his kids, right? Trying that lifestyle. Like he's a player like we got shit right now, right? Shannon Sharpe is the 50-something. Just got in trouble for her being a white woman. That's like a different story, right? For her age, right? So he in his 50s right now, right? Probably about to lose a lot of shit. Right? Because at that age, when you're 55, like, you normally married with kids, settled down, right? But it seemed like when you don't do shit like that, especially when I'm talking about like a black man, it seemed like when you don't do shit like that, you open the gates up for all other shit. Like when you take that, right? You open up the gates for people, because you know people send women towards you. And women can't be trusted like that. Right? So if you live in your lifestyle like that, something is eventually going to happen. You're going to wind up catching something, right? Because don't nobody belong to nobody, right? So you're going to wind up catching a disease. If you're not playing it smart, you're going to wind up getting caught in some type of scandal, especially if you're getting money, right? And it's not going to go right, right? So, I'm actually looking for the soup that I'm looking for. I'm looking towards that made with the sea salt. So, now I'm sitting here. So, now I'm sitting here, right? Yeah, it seems like they lose it all because they chasing their day, right? Like when you're 55 years old, you would hope to be married, like your kids, settle down, you know? Or you could choose the other route, and you living like you're 20 years old. And they always somehow seem to end up with some bullshit going on, right? So now I gotta rethink I gotta rethink how I think. Again, do you want to be a player your whole life, right? Or do you eventually want to find somebody that you can settle down with? Because it just seems like it don't end good, especially if you're gonna have some money. It don't end good for a lot of people. You know?
I didn't see her, but I was there.
Oh, this, you go ahead.
Can you?
Oh. So, back to what I was saying. And you got the right to be a player. You got the right to live your life simple. Because honestly, you know, it's a lot of people took L's. It's a lot of people took L's in relationships. So I get it. And actually, so I asked myself, what's the incentive?
Now he looked at Sergio.
I'm trying to see where I'm at. So I asked, what's the incentive of being married or being in a relationship with somebody committed? Selling down is shit like this, which is a gamble because it could end bad too. But if you get money and you sleeping with a million women, it can end bad like this, you know? And then, you know, you got a lot of dudes, you know, that's, I mean, I get it though. Sleeping with people that wouldn't deal with them if they didn't have money. If they didn't have money, or they wasn't an athlete, they wasn't famous, half of these people wouldn't be looking at these people. But it's the fact that they got money. You start to believe the hype, like you the sexiest person on the planet. But you forgot that, you know, these people wouldn't give you the time of day. They wouldn't have gave you the time of day if you didn't have what you had. So, like I said, what can we learn from Shannon Sharpe? It don't pay to be 55, 60 years old and living like a Hugh Hefner. Eventually, you the old nigga in the club chasing booty. So, gonna have to figure out a balance between all of this, you know. Yeah, so y'all let me know your opinion on that. I'm just chiming in. I'm just chiming in. Peace and love.